Congratulations on your book launch.
Thank you very much, Miss Fosuhima.
How does it feel to finally have your book out in the world?
Okay, so I feel so excited to be here to promote these two books. Before this book came to being, when I submitted the manuscript to the publisher for him to work on it for me, I didn't feel like I've written any book. But after he sent me the final work, I was like, wow. So I've been able to become an author of two very impactful books. So I feel so excited to be here. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's very insightful. Can you tell us a bit more about your writing journey? What inspired you to be an author?
Okay, so back then in 2020, I used to sell these Christian books in this category of mind transformation, relationship, and marriage. And whilst I was into this business, I developed the act of reading among these books. And throughout the reading, I had this passion to also bless people through the writing of impactful content. So that was when I began to develop the passion to become an author.
Reading your book on the biblical art of bargaining, can you elaborate on the concept of moving from the mentality of survival to one of abundance and influence?
The major concept of these two books talks about how we can develop an abundance mentality, and how can one shift from a survival mentality to an abundance mentality. So from this book, I have various principles laid down that people can follow to be able to shift from the survival mentality to the abundance mentality. So what is the survival mentality? So basically, most people depend on others to survive in this modern world. But this book is here to impact people that know there is something valuable in you that you can bring to the table of life for you to also step out from being a survivor to an abundant person.
Before I actually got this book, I knew that bargaining is bargaining, but your book speaks about strategic bargaining.
Sure.
So I want you to throw more light on that. And then, does it differ from traditional negotiation? If so, how?
Okay, so my book, what makes my book unique among the principles of negotiation or bargaining is that, you see, when we were coming up, we thought that bargaining or negotiation was about being able to face someone to negotiate about something that will favor you alone. So our perspective of bargaining is to be able to overcome what someone has already proposed to you. But being strategic in bargaining simply means you being able to propose something that at the end it will benefit two of you. So the strategic bargaining is about a win-win outcome, not a win-lose outcome.
So yeah, saying it's actually different from the traditional way of negotiation.
Sure.
Because in our traditional way, we always want to gain,
exactly.
and then the other party loses.
Yeah.
That's very insightful. What do you hope readers will discuss or debate after reading your books?
Okay, even the title of the book, when people see it, it creates an impression that how can you be telling us to stop begging? Meanwhile, we sometimes depend on people to survive in this world. So discuss that. So if we are supposed to stop begging, then if I need help from someone, how can I approach the person and seek for assistance? So the book is not to put a stop from you seeking assistance from people, but is to help you that even if you need the assistance, how do you approach?
Of the book that I read it, you spoke about readers moving from the mentality of survival to a mentality of abundance and influence. Can you elaborate more on that?
Okay, so for the stop begging and start bargaining, if I talk about survivor mentality or the begging mentality, it's not actually about you begging for money, but it's the state of the mind that says, okay, you have to depend on others to live in this life. But that's not the normal means or way of living. You see, each and everyone listening to me is having a unique potential or a value in you. So if you are able to identify and build that value, then you step into a life of abundance. So a survivor mentality is about you solely depending on others to live in this world. But an abundance mentality is about you identifying your value, working on it, and putting it to use to get you a form of fulfillment in life.
But most of us live on the destiny helper concept. So if you're asking us to move from that, how are you supposed to survive?
Okay, so I'm not trying to deny the fact that in this world you need someone to assist you.
Okay.
Yeah, people have to assist you in a point or in a certain time of need, but that should not be the only way of living. Although you can seek assistance from people, but even when seeking assistance, your assistantship must also create value to the one you are seeking assistance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go particularly into the biblical art of bargaining.
Okay.
Is there a particular quote or a particular line you put in the book that is your favorite?
Yeah, I have a favorite quote in that book, for instance, and that quote is about whatever you have in your hand, if you put it to use, God can multiply it for you. So don't demise or don't be discouraged your early beginnings, no matter how little it is. Just put it to use and God can multiply it for you. So for instance, if you read the Bible, the story I wrote about the story of the widow and the prophet Elisha. So when the debtor came to take away her sons, the widow went to the prophet and she said, the debtor is here to take away my children, so can you please help me? And the prophet made a profound statement that, what do you have in your house?
Yeah.
So she said, I have a pot of oil or a jar of oil.
That she's going to use for her.
Exactly.
Yes.
So when she bought it, the prophet then multiplied it for her.
Okay.
So it started from what she had in her hand, then it led to the multiplication of that blessing. So whatever you have in your hand, never despise it, put it to use, and it will increase for you.
That's insightful. So moving to the stop begging and start bargaining.
Yeah.
Is there any line in that book as well that you can relate it, that you have used for your personal life experience you want to share with your viewers?
Yes, please. So the stop begging and start bargaining. That's the introduction, the first statement there that change your thinking and change your life. You see, this life, our actions are being regulated by our thinking pattern. How you think determines how you act. So if you are being able to change your thinking pattern, automatically you change your life.
So personal life experience.
Okay, so personal life experience. Okay, so for me, for instance, when I completed senior high school, I had this mindset that I want to develop and build people. So that mindset has been with me from that time up to now. So
Like being a mentor to a lot
yes,
of
please.
people.
Yes, please. So whatever action or whatever step I take, I make sure that it always impacts and transform people.
Okay.
So that has been a quote that has inspired me even in my daily life.
So you had that thought and that led to you changing your
Yes,
life.
please. So
and
that's
changing
what
the
about
lives
these
of
two
people.
books.
Okay, that's very interesting. So since you launched the book, I know people have read it online and in person. Have you had any memorable feedback from any of your readers? Is there anything any of your readers has commented on?
Oh, okay, that's a very interesting question. Of course, I have a memorable feedback from many readers, but one just caught my attention. So I took the book to church one day and I displayed them on a table. And one of the ushers came around and I gave her the permission to glance through the book. And she took the biblical out of bargaining. And when she read through the introduction, she was like, wow. So just even the introduction is very, very nice. Then I cannot wait to delve into the actual chapters of the book. So that statement became a memorable statement for me. Yeah.
Okay. So people watch movies and they tend to debate about it. People read books and they feel like the author did not write the book or did not end the book well.
Yeah.
Do you actually think that there's something in your book that readers are going to debate on and why?
Okay, so just recently also, a reader approached me and he made a statement that there's one particular person at his office and that person really liked begging for money. So he will buy one of the book and give it to the person. So that person, for instance, if he or she gets access to the book, she'll be thinking that, so what is the main concept of this book? So does it mean that I have to stop begging at all or to seek assistance from people? So that's not the case. Although the book tries to exhort people to live dependently on themselves, not to depend solely on others. Although in life you might depend on people at a point in need, but that shouldn't be the actual focus of living. So people will begin to debate that, oh, okay, so this guy said we should not beg for opportunities. So how should we go by opportunities? So that begging there will be a very, very point of focus for discussion.
That's true. Me personally, after reading the book, my debate is on the fact that you are saying that there should be strategic bargaining.
Yeah.
Because everybody will want to bargain to win. But if you are saying it's supposed to be a win-win affair, I think it's a very debatable topic.
Yeah,
But we'll talk about it some other time.
Sure.
Okay, so how can the world, the readers, the viewers support your cause or your reading project going forward?
Okay, so going forward, what I'm expecting from viewers and readers is that they should patronize this project. Although it's not solely about the money, but it's first about the impact and the transformation.
Great.
But without the resources, this project cannot transcend borders and to become a blessing to others.
Very
So
true.
I'm just urging people to patronize this book and also recommend it to others. One of the greatest tools in life is that you being recommended to people.
To tell a friend, to tell a
Yeah,
friend.
maybe that recommendation will be an open door for me. So recommend the books to your friends or loved ones, share it across all your social media handles, and that will be a mark of support to me.
Great. Do you have any other upcoming projects that we should be looking out for?
Of course, I have two major projects that will be coming, God willing, next year. And one has to do with, you see, God never called believers to be a Sunday attendance believers.
Churchgoers.
Exactly. So God wants us to have influence in every aspect of our life. So one project has to do with that area.
Okay.
And the other project too has to deal with, you see, there is this new development of technology that is called the AI. So I want to develop a book that combines AI and the Great Commission. So
Wow.
expect two very powerful, impactful books next year. Yeah.
AI. That's very interesting. Me personally, I can't wait to see what you have to offer for us. So, what if we want to reach out to you? Any social media handles? Where can we actually get the books? How can we reach out to you as well?
Okay, so on Facebook, you can find me. That's Cameron Obeng. That's my Facebook account name, Cameron Obeng. And TikTok too, same Cameron Obeng. And Instagram too, same Cameron Obeng. That's my, for now, social media handles. And also, the books are available on seller.com and amazon.com. Yeah, for seller.com, it's purely ebook version. And for the Amazon, that's the ebook or the Kindle version, and also the paperback or the hard copy, and also the hardcover version on Amazon. Yeah, so these are the available platforms that viewers and readers can access the books and me.
Okay, so viewers, we have the books on stellar.com and on Amazon.
Yeah,
Also, you can follow him on his social media handles at Cameron Obeng on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Facebook.
Yeah.
The handles are displaying on your screen. Kindly go there, visit his pages, like, comment, read, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much. Any last words?
Okay, so I just want to entreat viewers, as I said, to support this vision. Yeah, support this vision because your support will mean much to me. And I want to use this opportunity also to appreciate some people who supported me to bring this project to being, especially my immediate founders, my wife and my kid, and also my parents, my siblings, and also my head pastor at ICGC Holy Land Temple, and also my head pastor at Blessed Land Ministry Worldwide, that's at Kumasi, and also my publisher, the publisher, that's Grow Publishing. I want to thank you very much for his massive support towards this project, for his inspiration, his motivation, and everything he gave to me. And also, I want to acknowledge my friends, my loved ones. Thank you very much for your prayers, your support, your well wishes. And lastly, I want to give thanks to God for using me as a vessel and a channel to bring this book to be. I'm just a steward of this book. God is the source. So I'm grateful to God for using me as a channel.
Thank you, Mr. Cameron Obeng Takyi, for sharing your life experiences with us and also for impacting the world through your beautiful books, The Biblical Art of Bargaining and Stop Begging and Start Bargaining. We are so grateful to have you here. And when it comes to reading, actually, I have a favorite quote that says, reading is a passport to countless adventures. So viewers and readers, I will encourage you all to follow him on all his social media platforms, on Facebook, on TikTok, and on Instagram at Cameron Obeng. You can also grab a soft copy of the book on seller.com, selar.com, and on Amazon, Amazon. You can also reach out to him to grab a hard copy of the book. Thank you so much for tuning in. We promise to have more and exciting and interactive discussions with you. Peace out.